and welcome to this bonus episode of the Gazette's Hockey Inside Out Show. I'm Stu Cowan of the Gazette, and I'm joined by former Canadiens teammates and 1986 Stanley Cup champions Chris Nilan and Rick Green. Rick, we came across it was the fourth anniversary of Kent Hughes being named GM of the Canadiens this week. Done quite a remarkable job with this rebuild process. Just what's impressed you the most?
Drafting, his ability to identify great players. Slavkovsky, obviously, 2022. Hudson, 62nd pick in 2022. Demidov, they've been the real hits. Obviously, they hit gold when they got these kids. And, you know, they got a lot of good people in the organization that have a feel for what they need and what they need to acquire. And you look at their pro scouting, they've got some great guys. They've hired some great guys. And they have a real good feel of where they want to go as an organization. And it's not easy. And, you know, Ken Hughes is the man that pulls the trigger. He's a guy that finds a way to get these guys for the best deal for the organization. And look where they're at in such a quick turnaround. And he's done a hell of a job. The whole management group have done just great things. And the future is obviously very, very bright for a long time here.
Knuckles, after they hired him, I wrote a column. Remember that first news conference he had at the Bell Center? I wrote it was like a breath of fresh air coming into the organization when him and Hughes came in. But what's impressed you and what stood out the most about what these guys have been able to do?
I think they're pretty. I like the fact how open they are with everybody. You know, like I think, you know, when you look when Bergie was here, you know, it seemed a little more adversarial.
Especially as it got closer to the end, yeah.
With the media, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And again,
I know. Yeah.
You know, Bergie, you know, he was learning too. You know, he learned why he was here, Bergie. There's no question. But you look at the minor league, the American League, they had no one. And now, you know, Gorton and Hughes come in together. And these guys, I think they're paired so well together. Like Gorton's been there, right? He's done it. And I think to have him as a sounding board, you know, he brought Hughes in here. It was him who brought him in. He talked him into it.
Yeah, he didn't want to come at first. He turned him down the first time he asked him, yeah.
And I think certainly Kent, he's level-headed. He's done it on the other side. He understands the negotiation process. He's really made great moves. You look at Slav, Hudson, Reinbacher, Demidov, right? Haig, Zarovsky, this kid, you know, hello. So they've really built something here, and they have a great foundation. They have a great minor league system, and that wasn't here I moved back here in 2011. It was in shambles, and it never got better while Bergie was here. He made some good trades, but they never had a good minor league system. They never had that good team, solid stuff going on down there. Now they have depth. They rebuilt this thing great, and that's a credit to Kent Hughes and Gorton. And while we're at it, we might as well give Molson credit. He finally got the right people in here. He got the right people in here, and he turned the reins over. Here you go, do your thing, and they've done it, both of them. But Kent,
and kudos to Molson too. He stepped back, right? He stepped back and let these guys run the show. It's interesting you mentioned the farm teams. I know one of the knocks on Bergevin is he didn't really care about the farm system and the development. You look how bad those farm teams were, and you compare that to now. So many guys coming up to play with the Canadiens, and Laval Rocket just keep winning with Pascal Vincent. They keep winning. Last season they're like young, they won. This season they're winning again. They just at that winning environment that you create from top to bottom. And you know, as you mentioned, Knuckles, when Gorton first called Hughes about the job, he wasn't interested. And it was his wife who sort of talked him into it, saying, "You sure you don't want to go back home to Montreal? This is like a once in a lifetime opportunity." And they did. And you know, Rick, I think you've got to know Gorton and Hughes just a little bit. In the alumni lounge or whatever. I know both of you guys have been at events in that, and apart from just the hockey stuff, what do you really like about Kent Hughes, Rick?
They welcome you. They speak with you. You exchange on everything. Real people person that really care, and that shows in the type of people that they bring into the organization. And They treat people first class. And, let's not forget Kent Hughes bringing in a guy like Martin St. Louis into the fold here, and everybody going, what? He's coaching in the Pee Wees, now he's coming into the NHL. But they sensed and they had a feel moving forward that this was the kind of guy that was going to work and develop their youth, which is the route they obviously wanted to go. And look at how he's handled some of these young kids and how the progression has been made to allow some of these young kids do great things in such a short period of time. And hats off to Kent Hughes for sensing and doing what he does best, and that's he's a people person, has a good feel, and it goes a long way when it comes to the association with him and the organization.
Yeah, no, because I think the fact he was a player agent really helps him in that he knows how a player's minds work, knows what makes them happy, what doesn't make them happy, knows negotiations. He just seems to get it. I think the fact he has kids that are around the same age as the guys playing with the Canadiens now. How much do you think that impact just of being the player agent and maybe being able to understand today's players better than maybe Marc Bergevin did previously?
That's huge. That's huge to be able to, work with players and get them contracts, understand what players want, what they need. And here you are now on the other side of it, and you have an agent coming into you, and you understand where they're coming from. And as a general manager, certainly, there's boundaries you can't cross and don't want to, especially when it comes to the cap. You got to be really careful. And I think they've been really responsible. And Kent, certainly, like Rick said, man, they're available every time I see them. Very friendly. They talk with you. They don't give you and they respect the culture. They respect the past here. Gorton and Hughes, there's no question about it. And yeah, it's cool.
Not because I know you loved Serge Savard as a GM. Is there any similarities between the two guys?
I think that, listen, for me, the similarity is they both are good at managing people. Serge was unbelievable at managing people. He understood people. He worked with people. He listened to you. I think Ken Hughes, we've heard it, right? With Kent too. I think he's certainly, those are the similarities. And they're smart hockey guys.
Rick, I'm trying to think back when you were acquired by the Canadiens. Who was the GM then?
There was we had what's his name?
Oh my God! Are you okay over there?
Irving Grundman.
Irving.
Good old
Irving made the deal
so many years ago. But anyways, all good. And you talked about comparisons between Serge and Kent. They're honest and they're direct, and that's a nice ingredient to have in that position, that they can be honest with you. And I remember talking to Serge back when I was looking for a new contract, and he said, Rick, just come into the office, we'll get it done. And he said, listen, you're ranked this in the league, this is what they're making, here it is, that's it, that's all. And no questions asked. And those type of things from those people in those positions go a long way when it comes down to reputation and desire to be part of the organization.
Yeah, amazing what can happen. You have good people and smart people running an organization. Anyway, that's it for this bonus episode. We'll be back with our weekly Hockey Inside Out show on Wednesday next week, followed by 3 more bonus episodes. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the Hockey Inside Out YouTube channel. And in case you didn't already know, Hockey Inside Out is also available now on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.